Court is now in session. Judge VB takes the bench as the Cheney case is called. Both parties are sworn in. The courtroom is quiet, but the tension is already building.
All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1016, Cheney case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all may be seated. Okay. Is it Miss or Mrs. Cheney?
Mrs.
Mrs.
Yes.
Cheney.
Remarried.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Mrs. Cheney explains how this all began. A night out after a promotion. Too many drinks. A friendship turns into something more. 18 months later, there is a child. For most of that time, Dad is gone. No calls. No texts. Now he suddenly wants to step back in, on his terms.
So, we were friends. We went out for drinks after a promotion, and everybody else left. It left us two. Had a little too much to drink. Anyway, I ended up pregnant. He's completely out of the picture. Doesn't answer texts, calls, whatever. All of a sudden, he comes to me and says he wants to be a part of our kid's life. And I said, okay, well, you're going to have to give me child support. I'm not just going to let you all of a sudden be dad, you know. And
How old is the child?
He's 18 months.
Okay.
18 months, yep.
Okay, continue.
Oh, I'm sorry. So he's like, well, I can't pay child support, but I'll pay the daycare bill. Daycare is $8.55 a month. Okay.
Mom lays out the problem clearly. Dad says he cannot afford child support, but he offers to pay daycare instead. Daycare costs $855 a month. He claims his income is only $24,000 a year. The judge listens closely. Something doesn't quite add up.
He claims he only makes $24,000 a year. That adds up to almost half his income if that's what he actually said. I mean, this is not the way a guy who lives a life of $24,000. I mean, that suit probably costs like, I don't know, half that or something.
It is a nice suit.
I shop clearance.
Okay.
I do pretty well on sales.
He shops on clearance.
Okay. I've never seen that suit at JCPenney, but all right.
Okay. So $855 a month in daycare. You say you make $24,000 a year.
$24,000 a year, that is
And
correct.
I do have his tax return.
The judge questions Dad's finances. He is self-employed. He prepared his own tax returns. He insists the numbers are accurate. Mom looks skeptical. The courtroom feels the doubt. A man who claims poverty, yet shows up well-dressed and confident.
That he produced showing $24,000 a year, but you're self-employed,
That is correct.
so you did your own tax return?
I do, yes.
So is it accurate, or did you manipulate it?
If you're questioning if I'm being honest in my tax returns,
Yes.
I am being honest in my tax returns, Your Honor.
Okay. And I can only go based off of what he produces. Living-wise, do you live with someone?
I'm in an apartment sharing situation right now.
Dad explains his living situation. He shares an apartment. Splits groceries and utilities. Nearly half his income goes to daycare. The judge nods, processing the math, weighing credibility against documentation.
Now with the money I make every month and with basically close to half of my salary going to pay for daycare for our child, I've got to share. I can't afford my own place on my own.
Okay. And living expenses, they're shared between your roommates?
Pretty much we kind of split the groceries, things like that. Utilities get split evenly.
Okay. Well, then that kind of makes sense. So you're asking, what exactly are you asking for him to do?
My name's Naru Witherspoon. I'm an attorney, and I'm licensed in Illinois, Texas, and Missouri.
Mom speaks up again. She believes the financial picture is incomplete. She feels something is being hidden. She doesn't want to punish Dad, but she wants fairness. Supporting a child should not fall on one parent alone.
My point is that it seems kind of sketchy that he can afford almost $900 a month in daycare, but won't pay child support. I feel like there's something going on with the money situation. There's got to be a reason why he's doing things the way he does.
So you want him to pay $855 in daycare and child support?
I mean, he wants to be a part of his life.
That wasn't my question.
Okay.
Do you want him to pay $855 in daycare as well as pay child support on top of that?
I want us to be able to talk and discuss and find a number that works for both of us and that I think is fair.
Okay.
Just because I make more money than him doesn't mean I should be covering all of the child's expenses. $855 is daycare.
I definitely agree with that. I agree with that.
The judge draws a firm legal line. Dad cannot be ordered to pay full daycare and guideline child support. The law does not allow double dipping. A middle ground must be found. The courtroom leans in. This is the turning point.
So what is the middle ground that you're looking for? Because legally he cannot pay daycare and child support. I mean, you can't have it both ways. So what would be a middle ground for you?
I guess we'd have to kind of discuss what would be child support versus daycare and how the parental responsibilities would change. Would you get him on weekends? Would you get him on holidays? Things like that. So, because he doesn't live real close either, you know.
Well, we're here today, so let's discuss it. Like I said, he cannot pay daycare on top of child support. It just can't happen. So if you were to give him a number that's in between the $24,000 because when you break that down based on child support for one child, it's not an...
Mom admits she is overwhelmed. No lawyer. No legal training. She carried the full burden for the first year alone, medical bills, childcare, everything. Dad says he should have stepped up sooner. Regret hangs in the air, but the judge stays focused on the present.
A lot of money. So if you were, let's say it's about $300 in child support. If you add that to $855, you're talking about child support in excess of $1,000. Are you asking that he pay $1,000 in child support?
I guess not exactly. I don't.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out why you're here and what you're asking me to do.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out what to do with the situation with him. I don't have a law degree. I don't have a lawyer. I don't know exactly how these things work.
Okay. And I'm helping you guys as much as I can.
Yeah, so I didn't know that you couldn't do daycare and child support. And I don't know what, I've never had child support before. I have no idea. I don't know, what you can do, what you can't do, what happens with visitation and stuff like that. He was absent the entire first year, completely absent. So I paid 100% of everything. He was in the hospital after he was born. I took care of those bills.
And you didn't give her any money?
Not at that point, Your Honor, no.
What was the reason for that?
I was effectively in the same situation I am now. Again, being self-employed, my income has not gone up. There was a little bit of a disconnect between the two of us. I probably, looking back, should have stepped in sooner, and that's all I'm trying to do now.
Okay.
I want to have a relationship with our son. The amount I'm paying on a monthly basis is already, again, 45% or so.
It's a lot.
The judge calculates the guideline amount. Based on Dad's income, child support would be about $349 a month. A sharp contrast to the $855 he already pays for daycare. The numbers tell a clear story.
Of my income, I don't know the percentages, etc., what I'm required to do. I feel I'm already stepping up, and by paying the full daycare, as far as I know, and I've talked to some friends, I'm paying more than I actually have to.
He actually is. Because if we were to break down, based on what it is that he makes, if we were to break down, and you only have one child?
Yeah.
Okay, if we were to break down
that he knows of. Let's just go ahead and
what
put
was that? How would you know?
Well, he knocked me up and left for a year. So, there might be some other women out there.
Wait a minute, in fairness.
That may not be able to count how many partners they've been with, but I know it was his kid.
In fairness, in fairness, he wasn't alone in knocking you up.
I get that. And I
kinda
took 100%
played a
responsibility for
fair role
that
in
child for a
so
for a
let's
full
not
12
blame
months.
it on him.
Okay.
Let's not blame it
Okay.
all on him. You have one child, correct? Correct. Okay, so let's stick to what is in front of us. We're not worrying about any other children that may be out there. So based on the financial documents that he provided at 20%, his child support should only be about $349. Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. My name is Vonda Bailey and I'm a licensed attorney in the state of Texas, and I handle matters that are related to child support, child custody, divorce, and adoption. So if you need help in any one of those areas, please feel free to give me a call. And then health insurance is paid through you.
Yes.
How much do you pay?
It's like 130 or something a month. It comes right out of my check, so I'm not sure the exact amount of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm looking
130,
at
133, something like that.
I'm looking at what you also turned in. It looks like it's about $113.
13, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to do to make it fair, because he is paying about 3 times the amount that his child support should be.
Yeah, well, his bar bills are about the price of that too, so.
Well,
The judge issues a balanced ruling. Dad's child support will be set at the daycare amount. $855, plus reimbursement for the child's health insurance, bringing the total to $968 a month. The daycare stays covered. The child stays stable. The law bends, but does not break.
so are yours, but as I was saying, his child support is going to be set at what the daycare amount is. That's the fairest way to do it. At least we know that by you paying daycare, the child's daycare expense is covered each month. So that's something you do not have to worry about. And you will have to reimburse her for the health insurance that she has on the child. So when you add the $855 plus the $113, it comes out to $968 a month in child support. So $968 would be all that he pays. And out of that, that would include whatever, if you change daycares, let me just make sure I'm very clear on this. If you change daycares and the amount goes up to $1,000, all he's responsible for is the $855 for the daycare. That's it. That's all you're responsible for. But the health insurance, if you have health insurance available through your job, you can enroll the child under health insurance and remove that $113 additional charge, and you'll be only responsible for $855.
To make sure I understand, so I'm already paying $855 a month as compared to the $349 that you calculated.
Yes.
I should be responsible for.
Well,
So now we're saying, well, instead of basing it off of $349, potentially lowering it, or at least the two of us coming to some sort of agreement saying, I'm already paying 45% of my salary. I've got to pay now $968 a month, which is, again, more than double what I'm supposed to be paying in child support.
you've been paying, although it's 3 times the amount, you've been comfortably paying this. This isn't something that she necessarily, well, when I say comfortably, I don't know your financial situation, but you've been.
This court exists to protect the child, not to punish the parents. When there is good reason, the law allows flexibility, but the child's needs always come first. Fairness is not about numbers alone. It's about responsibility.